Well, you might have heard one or two polls have Barack Obama leading most battleground states, but not all. And Bill Kristol says throw in a shift in a lot of states where it's close, and a McCain victory is doable, very doable. What does he have to do? What do we have to see it?
Yeah, very doable might be overstating it. Possibly doable. It is doable. Look, if McCain wins every state in which he is ahead right now in the average of the polls, he has 200 electoral votes. That includes some pretty close states, Indiana, Missouri, North Carolina, but let's just give them to McCain since he's ahead in the polls. If he then wins Florida and Ohio, where he's down 2 points, I think, in Florida on average, and about 3 in Ohio, and those are both, I think, most people on the ground think McCain has a pretty good shot, decent shot, 40% shot maybe at winning each of those. If he wins Florida and Ohio, he gets to 248 electoral votes. You need 269, 270 to win. Then he needs basically Virginia, where he's down about 3.5 points. That gets him to 260, and then he needs Pennsylvania, where he is behind 7.
So that could explain why he spent so much time in Pennsylvania.
Very much so.
Down in the polls.
He's down in the polls.
He's narrowed the gap there.
2 different polls had it coming down to 4 points. Now, is it likely that he'll win Ohio, Florida, Virginia, and Pennsylvania, in each of which he's down somewhere between 1.5 and 7? No. Is it out of the question if you call intelligent people in each of those states, as I've tried to do, and say, could McCain win the state? They say, yeah, maybe 40%, 30%. Pennsylvania's more like 20.
I could be Jack Clinton too, and that's not
no. So it's an inside straight, but it could happen.
But your strategy would, if it comes to pass, would include the real possibility of John McCain losing the popular vote, but winning the electoral vote.
I think under this strategy, right, he wins a lot of states by 1 point or 2 points. Obama wins California by, 15 points? A lot of popular vote there. Wins New York, wins Illinois. Huge. Those are big states. Yeah, so I do think actually McCain could thread the needle on the Electoral College if he could get within about 1.5 points in the popular vote.
Do you see anything, or to the people you talk to, we know in retrospect, looking at 1980, Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan were polling almost dead even going into the election. It started breaking ever so slightly for Ronald Reagan, but then it burst. Any chance of a burst going on, or a sense of, that's it, I'm frustrated, the hell with it, you know?
Yeah, I think some liberals think that will happen, and some of the polls suggest a 10-point Obama win. And I think that's always been the Obama campaign's theory. If he could hold his own or win the debates, look presidential, be acceptable, it's an election about change. At the end of the day, McCain comes from the same party as Bush. And we should step back and say it's pretty amazing that McCain is 4 or 5
It really is remarkable.
George Bush's approval rating is 25%.
Congress's is lower, though. But,
well, but Bush is the president.
Most people think Congress is controlled by Republicans.
Right, and it was for 6 years.
So the bottom line is that it would... You're not sensing either way a Herculean pell-mell shift just yet.
No, but we did learn in the primaries that the late deciders tended to break to McCain, and I still am inclined to think that the race tightens a little bit here in the last 24 hours rather than blows open. Oh. And I think McCain has a shot.
All right,
outside shot, long shot.
You see, you shouldn't say it, because if you're right and we replay this, you should look like a genius.
Okay.
But you
cut off those last couple of
caveats.
Cut off the caveats.
All right, Bill Kristol, who'll be a very busy man tomorrow.